Hello, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and this, that, and the third, right? I was thinking about this um, while I was working, as you can tell by the title, is, black men are just going to let go and see how it works for you. So, some people, might not understand where this comes from. And I'm looking at it like, okay, from my perspective, what I see in the community is a bunch of people who have complaints about doing things you would say the wrong way and not taking into consideration that some of you feel like um, some of you might feel like guys don't do this or don't do that or not going to do this and not going to do that. What's happening? Abdul, what's going on? And not realizing that what happens is at a certain point, brother said, you know what, let's see how this works out for you. I was What it started from, the idea came from, there was a clip of Erica Badu, and they asked her about Miss Jackson, the song that Outkast made, and how when she heard Big Boy's verse, she thought it was going. She didn't like it because she figured it was going to go all downhill for her next with Andre. But then she liked Andre's verse. What's up, George? But she said something. What's up, Bishop? Then she said something about their son. She said, he doesn't really smile, but he looks at you like, you know what? I hope that's going to work out for you. And she was like, he wants you to win, but you know, he if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And I started thinking about that in the sense of what I see from, how can I see? How can I say this? What I see from a lot of brothers, what's up, Cynical? What's up, What's up, my brother? Like, what we're looking at is a lot of black men who are of a certain mindset. Like, you know what? If you think this is gonna work for you, so be it. So be it. Like, I'm not gonna fight you. Like, I was listening to a bunch of Oprah was doing a thing on fatherhood and fatherlessness. It was old clips. Like, there was old clips I was listening to while I was at work, and I was even thinking about fatherhood and fatherlessness in our community and how it's not the same as it once was. Um, because nobody asked the question, are you fatherless because your father abandoned you, or are you fatherless because your mother prohibited you from being with your father? Nobody asked that question in that way. They just go automatically to the, I was abandoned thing. And with some of these guys, you know, to absolve mother's responsibilities, uh, you start seeing guys just kind of put their hands up like, okay, you got it. You know what? I'm gonna just let go and see how that's working for you. You wanna be in control of everything. Let's just see how that's working for you. Because part of what I see is a lot of in our community is a lot of stressed out individuals who are really stressed out because they made bad decisions. And I'm not just talking about the women. Like, I see brothers trying to, look after other brothers. Look, if you want to go in this direction, don't do this and don't do that. But you got some young brothers, you got some old brothers who want to do whatever it is that they want to do. Champ, what's popping? Emmanuel, what's going on? George, what's happening? You got brothers who want to do whatever it is that they want to do. They don't want to take anything into consideration that a brother says. And then a black man that say, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna let go and let's see how that work out for you. And see, what comes to mind is what winds up happening is, you know, yeah, give them what they ask for. Yeah, exactly, cynical. What winds up happening is when it doesn't work out, you want these men to come back and help you pick up the pieces and clean up the mess. And sometimes what I've noticed is the disdain and the hatred towards some of these brothers is because they not gonna help you fix the mess. They're not gonna clean it up with you. At a certain point in time, you see black men get tired of dealing with um, delusional, dysfunctional people. What's up, Curtis? This is where we at. Marty, what's good? This is where we at with it. So you see a brother say, you know what? Let's, that's how you want to do it, fine. What I mean by that is, say you're talking to a young brother, could be your son, could be your nephew, could be your brother, and they're in school, they're young, and you're like, listen, you need to hit them books harder than this. To go where you want to go, you got to hit those books harder than that. Because if you don't, you're going to have a problem. You might not be able to get into college. Oh, I do what I want to do. Listen, that do what I want to do ain't going to work with these college admissions. I got it. Okay, you got it, fine. And then when, they can't get in anywhere that they thought they could get into, all of a sudden, man, nobody told me. No, yeah, people did tell you. They told you to, get your start working on your ACT and your SAT score, SAT class, PSAT, pre-ACT, all that now. So when you take the test, you good. If you get a bad grade, take it again. So you good. I do, what I'm saying? I handle it all at the last minute. Okay. You handle it all at the last minute, it might not work out too well for you. But they were like, okay, I'm hands off, whatever. You see kids in college and they're like, oh, I'm young, I'm in college, I'm gonna go have fun. You're like, hey, listen, don't get no credit cards like that in college because they're gonna charge you up the wazoo interest. Okay, don't be going on all these vacations in college, with your student loan money because you're gonna have to pay that back. It seems fun in the beginning, but after you graduate, it's gonna be a problem. And, oh man, I'm good. We out here partying, we living, we do. Oh, listen, bro, it's not gonna be like that. And then they do it, and you see that tension in them with when they graduate. What's the problem, man? I didn't realize, I got 6 months after I graduate, and or if you don't graduate and you get kicked out, you got to pay them loans back. You're gonna pay them back either way. But when brothers say, you know what, I'm gonna let it go and let's see how that work out for you. Same thing. You got young brothers who you want to be wild, you want to do whatever you want to do, and the brother tell you, listen, if you get in so much trouble, they can wind up sending you to the military, young blood, and they're not gonna take this attitude from you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So, and kids be like, oh, I ain't gonna do they can't tell me nothing. And if they get jammed up in a situation, then they're given that opportunity. Okay, either you can go to jail or you can go to the military. Which one you want to do? And then, when they go to the military, most of them straighten out. But then you get the people who get bounced out because can't nobody tell me nothing. And they wind up right back in square one. Yeah, I feel you anomaly. Like, so now you wind up back at square one, and now it's like it's not cute because brother just let go and say, let's see how it works for you. And then you come back like, oh, okay. They told you. When brothers tell you stuff like you're being a little too irresponsible, bro. Like you gonna have to clean up after yourself. You gonna have to take care of yourself. You're gonna have to be a man. You can't just be a little kid and you can't go around here saying you're a grown man and you're doing kid stuff. You're gonna have to take care of yourself. You can't just run the streets all day and night. You can't just play around all day and night. You can't just sleep around. As far as what I mean by sleep around, just sleep and play. And then, oh, it's all right, and then your friends get together, and then y'all wind up being a clique of losers. And then now you realize, oh man, this adult stuff is harder than I thought. Tried to tell you that, but you didn't want to listen. So let's see how it work out for you, because then you see brothers freaking out. You see them freaking out at a young age, like, I can't believe this, you know what I'm saying? Same thing, there's guys who are older, who still want to be on that. I can slick talk and scam and get with this person and get with that person, and it works for them. And then you wind up with a grown man, who Some of them are living, okay, and some of them are living good, but they living off of somebody, and then it's cool for a minute, but then they have this insecurity that, man, I'm not necessarily a real man because my woman out here getting it, or this woman that I'm bumming off of out here getting it, and I'm trying to get it together. And brothers are like, okay, man, see, that ain't gonna work because at some point she gonna get tired of her being more stable than you. It ain't even about her making more money than you. She's more stable than you. She's more reliable than you. She's more dependable than you. If y'all if she hits a snag in the road, she already know you're not gonna help this situation. You hurting it because she already doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, which means she gonna find somebody else, or she gonna or at least get rid of you because you dead weight. Brothers, big man, look, man, she need me, play. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm doing this, okay, player, all right. Then brothers put their hands up and it's like, hey, what happened? Man, I can't believe it. Now, you see brothers out, living in, used to be living in hotels, trying to move in with their homeboys, need, help me get on my feet, that type of stuff. Black men just say, you know what, I'm going to let it go. Let's see how it work out for you. Same thing, we talk to our homeboys who are serial cheaters. Oh, man, my girl ain't going to, you know what I'm saying? She ain't going to know. She going to know, dog. You being very reckless. You're being very sloppy. This is not going to end well. Oh, man, I can do what I want. Okay. And then, he's sitting in the car singing, you a liar, you a cheater, you a meaner, heartbreaker, crying and whatnot. Brother, just let it, hey, man, you know what? Hey, bro, let's see how it work out for you. She, you get divorced or she leave you, and now you mad, but at the same time, you're not mad at yourself. Same thing with the ladies out here playing all those games. We tell y'all, okay, you want to be young and have fun and be out here running around. I can get with this guy and that guy. If you don't pick a guy, lady, what's gonna wind up happening is you just gonna get older and less people gonna want you. And then, oh man, I'm fine. You can't tell me blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Listen, you keep playing around, you gonna wind up by yourself. No, I'm not. Okay. So then brothers do like this. You know what? I'm gonna just let it go and see how it works for you. And then you go through that period where she's having fun. She's doing all the things she said she wanted to do. And then what happens? You see it in her. She's getting very nervous. She's getting very antsy. Now all of a sudden she's like, listen, I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a good man. Where the real men at? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't really find nobody like the people that I didn't want to talk to back in the day that was pretty good. You was warned. Let's see how that worked out for you. See, brothers just gonna let it go, walk away. This idea that, when we tell some chicks like, listen, stop getting all these tattoos. You can't tell me what to do. Okay, I can't tell you what to do. You know what? But you keep getting all these tattoos and you getting them, it's gonna give off a bad image. This is not gonna end the way you think it's gonna end. If I want to get a chest tattoo or a whole sleeve, or if I want to get, a tattoo like this on this and that, yeah, I'm telling you, you're gonna look like, super thought. You're gonna look like a stripper's assistant. You were assistant stripper. Been pimping, and your family been assistant pimps. So you're gonna be an assistant stripper out here. And guys gonna look at you. Look at you one way. Then they're gonna see all those tattoos, they're gonna look at you another way, and then but I got a good heart. Whatever, lady. No, but it's gonna work out for me. You know what? Fine, it's gonna work out. Go ahead. No problem. Go ahead. And then, I'm a good woman, but I don't know why these guys don't want to necessarily be with me. Because you tatted up like Lil Wayne. At some point, you didn't. The guy tried to tell you people gonna grow out of the tattoo season and the tattoos and the piercings. At some point, you're gonna get older and it's not gonna be cute anymore. It's just a phase. But the men try to say it, but black men be like, you know what? I'm gonna just let it go and walk away. When we tell y'all things like, you know what, shit, you need to stop with all that weave. and all them wigs and all that perm. And you can't tell me what to do. I'm just switching up my look. Okay, you keep switching up your look. You keep switching. Oh, I'm just switching it up. I just, white women wear it too. Okay, okay. And then all of a sudden, you 27, you 30 years old, and now you got a receding hairline. And now you can't wear your hair, the one that you said, you was just protecting it because you ain't got no edges. Now you looking like, Uncle Phil on the head. You looking like Carl Winslow in the head. You looking like me in the head. And then God said, you know what? Hey, look, I just, I walked off. I walked away. I was like, listen, man, you know what? I just let it go. And now you bald headed in the mug, and you now you wearing them L.A.R. wave caps when you go to bed at night because you embarrassed even to go to sleep. You're embarrassed. It's like, you know what? It is what it is. What's up, Patrick? Right, what's popping? Kid Gravity, what's going on? This is where we at. This is where we at. And then the guy walk away like, hey, and now you all insecure. It's like, hey, man, let's see how that work out for you. Let's see how that protective style work out. How did it work out? I need to get some Rogaine. And I ain't going, baby, it ain't coming back. It ain't coming back. It ain't coming back. Is it half hairline leaning like fashion? Oh, snap. Is it, yeah, like Pops from Crooklyn? So now, we in this scenario, you see the black men telling sisters like, listen, okay, you got one kid. Cool. Don't have, if you and this person gonna be together, don't have no more kids unless you get married. And if y'all not gonna be together, don't get another boyfriend and have another kid. Oh, I'm gonna do it all. Okay. Now you got 2 kids. Now you got 3 kids. And the guy said, and the black man was just like, I let it go. I just walked off. And they're like, what do you mean you let go? The guy just said, hey, let's see how it work out for you. Now you got 2 baby daddies. Now you got 3 baby daddies. And now it's the men. And there's a guy like that. You said, you know what? I'm just let it go and walk off. I'm going to just let it go and see how they work out for you. Phoenix, what's popping, man? Thank you. This is where we at with it. Man, thanks, Phoenix. And Ferb. So, black men, they just, let it go and walk away. That's when I was talking about a few days ago. Was it a few days? Yeah, a few days ago about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It's like, will black men vote for that? People, black men have won time and time again. Hey, there ain't nothing in it for black men. If we ain't getting nothing out of it, we don't care. And people keep making this assumption that, oh, well, if the women vote, the men gonna vote. And the guys are like, oh, okay. If the men vote for this person, the women gonna vote for this. Okay, all right. So what happens if the black men just say, I warned you, I'm gonna just let this go and see how it work out for you? Then it's gonna be, I can't believe the men didn't do. Listen, no. You should have listened to what they was talking about. This is where it goes, just in the community in general. Like sometimes you got people in our community and outside of our community who have this thing where, what? A lot of people like to talk at us black men, not to us black men. So when you're talking at us, some of us, we're going to get confrontational, which is like say the wrong thing, see what happens. But then the others of us will be like, you know what? You think you right? You think you it works out? Okay. I'm gonna just let it go and let's see how it works out for you. And then this is why you see people who are not black and non-black start looking at America differently and blaming black men for certain things. And then like this is what I mean by this. When they had all of the protests and the riots and they saw all of the people from Antifa, they lumped us in with that, but they saw it for themselves. It wasn't black people burning down businesses. It wasn't like, oh, black men just going crazy burning down business. It was white males, I guess you could say Hispanic. I don't know if it was Hispanic, but Asians, just non-black male in particular. And then all of a sudden, you saw even cops starting stuff. And, they could film that. And it's like, wait, see, the black men walked away. Like, I'm going to let you see it for yourself. You just might let go. Let's see how it looks for you. And then people keep trying to skip over, oh, the black people and the Black Lives Matter and the black. You see these people who burnt down the police station? Who's kicking in these businesses? Who's throwing rocks and stuff in these businesses? Who was doing that? Well, exactly. You don't want to talk about that part because that part goes against your narrative. Prayer May was popping, So now it's like, oh, okay. And even, with the BLM thing, brothers had already said, and I wasn't the only brother, and there are people who don't know anything, who don't even know anything. Yeah, church bombers and whatnot. People don't know anything about YouTube or even the Black Manosphere. Have said, listen, they don't rock with the men. And the men gonna just start going, okay, whatever. Let me just let go and see how it work out. And then, the questions start to rise. They just keep coming up. And the irony about that is when it goes left, you don't want to blame somebody other than a black man, but you are left blaming somebody else. Case in point, what I mean by that is this. Like I have people that I know who are on the conservative kick, real hard. So anytime a news story comes out, they could be black, they could be Hispanic, they could be white. It's got to be, oh, look at what's going on. Look at what's going on. And then, you know what? Then you got to, and as a black man, you got to let it go. Okay, that's what's going on. Keep finding the obscure news stories. I could do that too. When I'm conservative, I could do that too. And then when you let it go and then something else hits somebody in the face, it's like, you know what? That's an anomaly. Okay, watch that. Watch it. That one hit you in the face. That's an anomaly. Like what I mean in particular, they could put up all the stories of black people partying, but they don't really say anything about all the bikers that just went to Sturgis. That's not really, this is what I mean by black men just let go and see how that's working for you. Because I can tell you right now, if a biker, if some of those bikers get it, who knows where the heck they gonna go? Who knows what cities and states they might go to and spread that? Because bikers be everywhere. You never know, because bikers come and go as they please. They're not like people who get on a plane and go to one city and then fly back to their home. Bikers could just, hey, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here. Maybe it's, maybe it's the weather, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is, But this is what I mean by black men, they just let go, and see how it works for you. This also goes into the ideas and the ideals of this country. Brothers have been saying for years how this country is, double-minded, hypocritical, and, everybody in this country is, I don't know what you're talking about. You see black men just saying, you know what? Okay, you don't see what I'm talking about. Okay, no problem. I'm going to just let it go, and let's see how it work out for you. And now you hear all these, and ever since that point where they were brothers were like, you know what? That's when the hold your own, was popping, right? Now, I can't believe the country's like this. I can't believe it's like this. Same people, the liberals, the conservatives. A lot of black men have already told you was popping in this country because all these other groups who are non-black have already said themselves, the black men are the canaries in the coal mine. But you ain't going to listen to the canary, right? So, okay, let's just see how it works out for you. All of this stuff going on right now. with the quote unquote pandemic or whatever, right? Brothers have been telling y'all for years that, hey, these child support laws are ridiculous. Now, when you had men of all races who may have or may not have been on child support, and now everybody in this country can get not everybody, the vast majority of this country can get $1,200 from the government. But if you was a father and you owed child support, you didn't get nothing. So that went to your child support. Okay. But the mother already got paid for the kid by the country anyways, because they got an extra $500 for the country. Now people are like, wait a minute. What if these guys are actually suffering? Oh, nobody cares. Tried to tell you that. Black men just let go and say, let's see how it work out for you. Because there are going to be a lot of fathers who are non-black who are really going to, while this is going on and when this is over with, what's up, Kareem? What's up, Tony? They're really going to go ham. It's really going to get bad. Really going to get bad. Because now it's like, oh, okay. And you do 30, woo, you be moving on that motorcycle finish. Yeah, okay. So it's like, okay, no problem. So now when these guys let go and see how it works for you, you see a lot of upset men. I happen to be listening to Donovan Sharp earlier today, and he was talking about these fake paternity tests, right? And brothers have been talking about this for years, because I remember greatness was popping. I talked about it for years. I think even Donovan talked about it a few years before. I know O'Shea talked about it, because this happened years ago when they started coming out with it and having a website, right? And now these other guys, this is not right. This is that. Men are starting to share these stories of this is what's happening to them in family court. And, black men have been held that moniker of deadbeat dad, while at the same time being the most consistent dads who've been put on child support to pay child support. So that means in that system, we're the most responsible in that system. So, and black men have been saying for you, hey, you know what? You could be responsible. You still might not see your kid. You still might have to, it's a race. Okay. It's a race thing, but you're going to have to deal with it too as a man. And now you see all these other men of other groups, like, you know what? This system is flawed. It's hella, it's this, it's that, it's that. It's like black men are like, yeah, I mean, let's see how it don't work for you. Because think about it. We're in a quote unquote America, which is the white man's land, and white men made up these laws. And guess what happened? Even white men can't get ahead in the system that is built for white men. That is hilarious. But brothers have been trying to say, hey, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. Let's see how it work out for you. Now you're seeing the men, like, okay. Because the brothers have been saying, y'all keep tearing up these families and breaking up these families and doing this, that, and the third. Because if y'all think about it, people use the crack era as how all the fathers were taken out of the home and all that. Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, but I get it. But black men told you, if you start being over excessive about these laws, it's going to affect the whole country. Because one of the things I never actually thought about or questions are put out is, even in the crack era, they had certain places in America that had the 3 strikes. Your third strike, you get life. And I was always, I never found stats on it. I looked it up, and I always just assumed, and I'm still assuming, that there were white and Hispanic felons when the 3-strike rule hit that wasn't getting life. I'm just willing to bet that they were white and Hispanic and Asian felons who was a 2-time, 3-time felon and somehow didn't get that 25 to life. But the reason I bring that up is because when brothers was like, okay, these unfair practices is gonna come back to haunt y'all. No, what I'm saying? We making money. And then they started making more prisons, assuming that, we could lock more of these men up. And then what wound up happening was crime started going down. And when crime started going down, all of these prisons for profit that was making good money, and when they started building a new crop of them, now they not. because you ain't got nobody to lock up. Because people ain't committing the crimes like that to lock them up for that amount of time. So you pumped up the drug game, but you also killed the drug game. And guess what? You legalized the drug game. Now there's nobody to put in jail. And you're not going to put people that look like you in jail. So guess what's happening? Another hit to the economy, to the loss. So, and brothers told you, you know what? All right, y'all gonna figure it out. Because we already know y'all ain't gonna lock up yourselves. So, now what? You know, you're not gonna lock up the guys out here racing all night long. Now what? You're not gonna lock up the guys out here trafficking. Now what? You're not gonna lock up the guys out here with their sex rings because you're gonna let them go on. Now what? You know. So now it's like, oh, CEO, what's popping? So now you're like, oh, okay. Black men just let it go and say, let's see how it work out for you. Let's see how it work out for you. You know, yeah, I get it, Sydney. But you know, what I want to know is the same thing happened with the Bloods and Crips. What about what it is? Serranos and Noreños, something like that. Because the North Mexicans and the South Mexicans, I know they was catching felonies. I know them Asian gangs was catching felonies. So where was they at in this whole process? Because I know good, and I know white guys was. I know white guys with multiple felonies who just can't stay in jail. They just can't stay in jail. Like it's just you know, it is what it is. Turning the you know what's funny about that dead set? I know they turned a few of them into weed manufacturing plants. You know, but condos normally they're in small towns, so you know who you gonna have to buy the condos. Yeah, and okay, thank you for saying that. Taurus was popping. You know, so now we playing that game. Like, okay, brothers have warned y'all and warned y'all and warned y'all. You know, ironically, you know, black men. Let me go back. You remember when 9/11 hit? I remember brothers, and this is one of the reasons why Barack Obama wound up being president, and people forget that. You know, like y'all shouldn't go to Iraq for no war. Like that's not going to be a good idea. You know, and in the country, we're going to do this. We're going. Like that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. And then the country went anyways. But said, okay, let's see how it work out for you. And they went from a country that was flourishing with money to a country deep in debt within a 2-3 year period. But won the war, quote unquote, in like 3 to 6 months. Brothers be like, you know what? Y'all don't listen. All right. Y'all don't listen. You know, but it is what it is. So now it's like, it is what it is. Because now the country, you know, has been on a downward spiral ever since then. Black men may just let go and see how it's working for you. Because we've talked about how the business practices were in America. Not just the red line. And what's up, Chaos? You know, not just the red line and the banking practices, the hiring practices, how people are cheating the system to get ahead. And it was like, look, you got all these white guys in these corporations. They wheeling and dealing and stealing and all this nepotism. This good old boys club ain't gonna be cute because you're gonna wind up with a bunch of incompetent people, even if you don't want us there. But now that's what you see. Because now you look at the country and you're looking at, you know, look at all of these businesses. You got a few corporations at the top that can buy everybody in the middle. Forget the people at the bottom. Everybody in the middle who is struggling. The people at the bottom might be closer to making ends meet than the people in the middle. So it's like, oh, okay. So this is how capitalism works. But the problem was with America, we thought this wasn't a country of monopolies, remember? So you keep monopolizing America. No, I didn't. Man, I didn't see that cynical, but I'm reading that now. You know, yeah, but exactly they'll lock people up for refusing the vaccine, but they're not gonna really lock people up for not wearing a mask because they saying that, I saw the thing in Illinois, if you don't wear a mask you can catch a felony, but they ain't gonna. How many white people y'all think? Because white people have this thing with not wearing masks. How many white people you think they gonna lock up for not wearing a mask? It ain't even gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. He wasn't wearing a mask. Give him a year. Nah. Give him a felony. Nah. Black men have been saying, these white folks been getting away with murder for years. And what y'all gonna create is a country where people get away with murder, and then you won't be able to fight it because they're gonna be doing it in high places. And now this is what you got. You got a bunch of corporate criminals in this country who's, making pseudo bank runs, and it's okay, because we're not gonna lock them up. Because if y'all really think, Bernie Madoff was the last, man, these dudes killing these banks. The banks keep getting the bailout. I would bet money in the last 15 years, the banks have gotten maybe double or triple what, the people got one stimulus. How many stimuluses have banks got over the last 15 years? What? 6? And brothers have been saying, y'all keep doing this country ain't gonna never recover. And brothers don't necessarily care. Brothers don't necessarily care. I know about the things made in China. That's what cracks me up. Because it's funny how the country says stuff like that. Because at my job, they gave us a mask, and I was like, y'all hilarious. Y'all got masks made from China talking about the coronavirus. So if you really wanted to stop the coronavirus, you would manufacture masks in America and pass them out. But you just can't, even with the pandemic, you just can't have common sense. And as the old school black folks used to say, common sense ain't that common. It ain't that common. But this is where we at in society. But black men may just let go and walk away. I saw recently Akon was talking about, black people just need to let go of slavery. Now, Akon is an interesting figure because Akon is from Senegal, but his father made sure all the kids was born in America to be American citizens, and then sent them back to Senegal when they was kids, and then sent them back to America when they was like school age. And Senegal had got one of the ports that's the point of no return. What's up, L.A.R, Booker T? So, black men have been saying, okay, we're gonna let go, all right, and we're gonna let you deal with, we warned y'all about letting China in and doing everything for y'all. I knew they was gonna screw y'all over, but y'all ain't want to listen to us neither. We warned the blacks in the Caribbean and Central and South America and Europe that you will never be integrated into the society like that. They won't be fair with you, but y'all didn't want to listen, right? But now people are starting to figure out, oh, maybe those black men in America are right. Maybe, just maybe. But let's see how what y'all said y'all could do works out for y'all, because y'all smarter than us. Y'all know more than us. Y'all know how to get it done more than us, right? It is what it is. So now, you don't want to listen to these brothers? You ain't got to. You don't have to. You don't have to. This is one of the issues. So, feeling that, man, I'm glad. Are you feeling that? Keep getting better. Keep getting better. So now we in this situation where brothers have been saying it for years and years and years and years and years. And now people are starting to get it together. Because even, when I was talking about the weed industry, it's funny how black men have been saying for years, hey man, Drug dealing is bad, but the government deals drugs and it's not a big deal. Now you got the government legalizing the same drugs and it's not a big deal. And it's like, man, this what we doing? Black Granny, what's popping? Like, this what we doing? No, this is how this country working. Absolutely. But brothers gonna let go and let's see how it work out for you. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You see all of these white folks just rushing to be drug dealers. That's very interesting. You know, all these white folks just rushing to be drug dealers. Where did they get the money from? You know, where did they get the product from? Oh, you can't admit that they was the plug or they didn't have the hookup, or they've been doing this for a very, very long time now. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, you know, I don't know how this happened. You know, but it is what it is, right? And now those same people who have that same quote unquote criminal mindset, they are more rogue than everybody else in a sense. Because on one end, they feel like, you know what, I'm not going to be, they're comfortable enough to know they're not going to get caught like that because people are not going to view them as a criminal. Like, shout out to my friends who told me to watch Snowfall. I'm almost done with it, but I'm not done with it yet. And what cracks me up about it is this. The man who plays the CIA agent, who's basically moving drugs into America, he's the only character who doesn't have quote unquote who does monstrous things, but doesn't get viewed as a monster. And I think that plays well in society. And brothers have been saying, okay, y'all keep putting up these guys, you know, and thinking they're heroes. And this guy is thinking he's being a drug dealer to help the country. He's being patriotic. This is going to be some great thing. We're going to free the people of Nicaragua by selling dope. It's like, oh, okay. So every person he sets up, every person he kills, every person he gets killed, every person he, you know, it's okay. It's, you know, it's just part of the greater plan to free the people of Nicaragua. It's like, oh, okay. Okay. So now this is where we at. This is where we at in society where, you know, people get so problematic that brothers like, okay, let's see how it works. Because when the country's not working, ironically, I'm going to be honest, in my opinion, the more the country fails, the more the United States fails, the more black men in America can be at peace. Man. And thanks, Roger. Right. You know, but nobody wants to look at it like that. Because, you know, we know they got the point system, and even with the point system, guess what? You're a different race, you're going to do different time. You know, it is what it is. So now we playing this game where, all right. That, like the Black Captain America. Yeah, I got you on that, Patrick. What's up, Kevin? But like, since, you know, when the country is going down, we like, whatever. You know, I'm good. We good. Tahaka, what's popping? So, and people look at it like, I can't believe these black men, you don't want to, you know, get a piece of America. And brothers like, am I going to get a piece of America for you? Because a lot of times, you know, black men have told y'all what the problem was with this country's way of getting a piece of America. Because, you know, nobody wants to talk about being overcharged and underserved. And what I mean by that is black men have been saying this for years. Oh, it's called a black tax. We know that, you know, certain people are going to get overcharged. Like, I was talking to my mother today, and she said she was trying to get her. My mother has dogs, two little like Yorkies, and she was like, she know how to get their teeth cleaned, and she takes them to a person to get their teeth cleaned, and she's like, well, they were closed at the time or something, so she couldn't take them. So she was like, let me set an appointment somewhere else. So they was like, oh yeah, the teeth cleaning is $800 per dog. And I was like, and she was like, oh, I ain't doing that. And I was laughing because I'm thinking to myself, I said, yeah, they do understand that a grown adult don't even pay $800 to get their teeth cleaned without insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gonna pay somebody gonna pay you $1,600? Oh, you're gonna do this and we're gonna do that? No, you ain't gonna do none of that. And what wind up happening is, you say white. We said this: white people got more money than black people, but here's the problem: white people don't charge white people the same as they charge black people, and white people ain't gonna keep going to these businesses and getting overcharged. So who you gonna charge when people decide I'm not paying that no more? You're starting to see this pop up everywhere, and they start to have new businesses everywhere who have this theme. Thanks, Tahaka. They have this theme where we're gonna pay cheaper rates. Thanks, fam. Black men have been saying if y'all don't have cheaper rates, ain't nobody gonna buy that. And then people are like, what are you talking about? And now this idea, if you don't have the money, if you want to ask the price, then it means you shouldn't be here. Now I see commercials of luxury clothing on consignment. So you're gonna rent clothes that's high end, because guess what? We ain't buying that stuff like that. So now you gotta sell it. I saw the people loot in Chicago. Now society is changing for real, because that was one of the issues brothers used to talk about. Y'all ain't gonna go to those white folks out of town and tear their stuff up. Now you see these cats now saying, you know what, I'm gonna tear y'all stuff up now. And ironically, it exposes something in itself, because they robbed the Magnificent Mile, and now they said it's $60 million worth of damage. And I know somebody is looking around like, that is not $60 million worth of damage. Now you go, black men warned y'all, white people overpriced stuff. So when they got looted, it's $60 million worth of damage. What was $60 million worth of damage? Tell me. Shoes, shirts, belts, shades, $60 million. Windows, $60 million. Nobody's buying it. The insurance company ain't even gonna buy it. They gonna start going, whatever. They stole this, that, the third. We need cameras now. Y'all got cameras in the building. We're gonna see exactly what was stolen. Were they taking jewelry? Were they taking watches? Were they taking diamonds? Were they taking gold? What exactly were they taking to make it $60 million? We told y'all these people scam the system all the time. Now, inadvertently, they about to get exposed. Inadvertently. This is what goes on nowadays. He said they ran through the Viking style. What's up, Melvin? Yeah, so this is where we at. Black men have been telling y'all for years, okay, y'all, what other people's definition of alpha was kind of twisted. I guess it ain't gonna be what you think it is at the end of the day, but y'all didn't want to hear it. Y'all didn't want to hear it, but now you're seeing it. Because what I see now, even when I get online and see social media, what do I see? When I see commercials with these white dudes with their shirt off. I've been taking testosterone and I've been mixing something with this, and now I've taken these stimulants and stimuli, and now I'm feeling like a man. And guys are looking at you like, oh, okay, right. You make you a man because you've been taking testosterone. You've been boosting your testosterone. That makes you a man. Okay, all right. You already look like you half like you really like dudes, but now you trying to tell guys, oh, okay, all right, you trying to sell beauty to men now. Black men warned y'all about that. We warned y'all numerous times. All right, y'all just want to be fly. We're gonna show you. We're gonna be fly. Y'all can't duplicate our swagger. Now they trying to do everything in the world to do it. The brothers just gonna let go and say, we're gonna see. Because if these other groups of men are all about swagger, now you're gonna see, wait a minute. Well, what they've been doing this whole time. What's up, CEO? So same thing with loyalty, like they, black men told y'all that, loyalty ain't American. When y'all listen to the quote unquote music and the culture, and it's ahead of its time by saying, quote unquote, the women are doing things. You might not have liked the verbiage, you might not have liked what was said, you might not have liked the music, but truth be told, all that quote unquote hip hop and gangster rap predicted to y'all, to the world, that, you know what, let it go. We're gonna see how y'all have it. Because all these groups of non-black women, they're not quote unquote dressing themselves up like that, but they acting like that. Black men have exposed what feminism did to black women, but it did it to all women because feminism wasn't really the way America has it. It wasn't really started by black women. Yeah, I know, cynical. Them dudes look suspect. I know it because I see them commercials. I'm like, dude, you don't even look like you like women, bro. Like, yeah. But this is where we at with it. Black men may just let go and let y'all have it. Same thing with you ladies who are swirlers out there. Brothers going, you know what? You think these white guys better? Hey, we just gonna let go. You need to be protected and provided for, and you can submit. Go ahead, y'all have it. See how it work out for you. Because what winds up happening, we've been waiting 10 years for it to work out for you online. It ain't worked out well enough. This is what keeps happening over and over again. We warn y'all, but then when we let go, y'all say y'all got abandoned, y'all got misled, black men are no good. You know what? Fine. Go find out. From the ladies, I'm strong, independent, I don't need a man. Y'all didn't get abandoned. The dude just let go and was like, all right, let's see how it worked out for you. Now y'all want men in y'all life. Go figure. Go figure. Guys told y'all about overcompensate. Don't get too much of an education to the point where it puts you in debt for life. You ain't want to listen to that. Go figure. Now, some of the same type of guys that are blue collar are the same type of guys you need to borrow money from. The same type of guys who need to get you afloat until you can make it. But, that's what I think about this topic. I'm going to get out of here. I got things to do. It's 52 minutes in. I'm going to catch y'all. What's up, Vern? One love to you. But we out of here. D-Ski, what's popping? I ain't even see you. Reggie, what's going on? But y'all take care. One love.